All right, guys. Welcome back to the Young Black Suburban. I have on this week a very, very special guest. This woman is someone who I met through an organization that she runs, and she asked me to hold an event for children at the gym, and we did that.
Yes.
And when we did that, it kind of lit a fire underneath my I guess my butt. Is that okay?
Yes.
And to do things for the community, to be a part of it, and because this lady came the first month that we were open, I wasn't even thinking on that level. But we have Pastor Margaret Guy from Stop the Violence Prayer Chain Foundation.
Yes.
I've been struggling the whole time to get that out. Pastor Margaret Guy from Stop the Violence Prayer Chain Foundation. How you doing?
Okay, how are you?
Good? I'm doing great.
Good.
It's good to have you. I know last time you were supposed to be on, things happened. We weren't able to get you on.
Yes.
But now you're here today.
Now I'm here.
That's it. How's everything been going?
Everything's been going good.
Yeah. You're a very busy person. I know, so I'm glad to have you. When you first came to the gym, you brought a group of kids who are now almost adults. It's crazy how
teens,
fast that happens.
Yeah.
And like I was saying earlier, it kind of ignited a fire in me and made me do things in the community. So because of you, I'm out here doing community cleanups. I'm out here donating to the food pantry and doing things like that. How did you get into, first of all, I guess it's part of your religion to do stuff like this, but how did you start your foundation?
Okay, my foundation, our foundation was started off of a lot of pain.
Okay.
I lost my fiance to a massive stroke.
Okay.
I actually was writing and producing gospel plays.
Okay.
And we was taking the gospel plays all around. We to Philadelphia, different places, and they were very successful. The one that we did was called Property of God. And my fiance was going with us and helping and everything. And then July of 2010, he actually had a massive stroke.
Sorry to hear that.
And then 2011. And we were scheduled to get married August the 8th. And
So a month before.
And he had a massive stroke in July.
Right.
Yeah.
So did that give you an idea to do what you're doing now, or
yes.
How did it all come about after?
Yes. I was depressed and I closed myself up in the house for like 3 months, didn't communicate with anybody. I was upset and then I guess the Lord gave me a vision because of being home, watching TV, watching all the violence in the community,
right.
Watching the children, mourning for their parents, their brothers, sisters, whoever they lost to gun violence. And this is what it came from.
Right. Who better to help out people in that situation than someone that has been through the mourning of losing someone close to them?
Yes.
Now, what is Stop the Violence Prayer Chain Foundation? What is it?
Okay. We were, it was founded, of course, by myself, and to give God all the glory. It was founded in 2011. We were incorporated by the state of Delaware in 2014, and we got our 501c3 in 2015. What we do life skills, after-school tutoring, educational trips. The children in our program have been from Florida all the way to Canada, and some of the over toward the Midwest.
Right.
They went to Kentucky to Muhammad Ali Museum.
Yeah.
And so they've been all over. We try to take them different places to let them know there's more to life than they see in their communities.
Right. And there's a need for that where you're from, right?
Oh, yeah.
In Delaware.
Yeah, a need all over now. Because of all the gun violence, and we're losing our young people at an alarming rate.
Right. and then that's where you step in. I remember when you brought all these kids to the gym, I said, how's this one lady? She has like you have like a bus full of kids,
Yes.
all organized, and now it's not very easy. You know, all these kids have different personalities.
Yes.
They all have their own issues, like we've been talking
Yes.
about. Do you remember some of the first days? How the foundation came about? Was it hard, or was it something that you just fell right into?
Yes, it took some working through with the different issues and problems with some of the children.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, some of these children have went off to graduate high school. They are in college. One young lady, when she turned 18, she came back and volunteered her time
Mm-hmm.
to do reception for the
Right.
organization.
Right.
I have 3 14-year-olds right now who's been in the program since they were like about 5 or 6.
Right.
And they're about to be ordained next Friday
Wow.
as youth ministers
Wow. Nice.
to work in the program.
Yeah. That must make you proud.
Oh
that,
my gosh, yes.
you know, you see these kids from very small. I can't remember. You had some very small kids
Yes.
come here.
Yes.
It must have been about 7 or 8, some of them.
Yes, exactly.
And then that was about 4 years ago, so some of them are 11, 12 now.
Exactly.
We have
Jayla
here.
Coleman.
Yeah, she was
And
a baby back then.
Yes. she's,
Now, 14,
yeah, she's
so
14
she must have been
now.
10 then.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she's one of the ones that's going to be ordained on Friday
Wow.
as a youth minister.
Congratulations. So what are some of some of your favorite things to do with the children?
Oh gosh, they love cooking. They love church,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what really amazes me. And I'm so proud that a lot of children don't like to come to church.
Mm-hmm.
These children love
They
church.
love to come to church.
And
well, when I came down to do the public speaking for you, you make it hard not to love it. You have a lot of events for them. You created a safe haven.
Oh yeah.
Actually, you were explaining to me before. Maybe you can explain to our viewers that you had to move your church
Yes.
from its original location.
Yes.
What was going on?
Well, we started out on the east side of Wilmington,
Mm-hmm.
and we had an area where the children would go out and play and everything. And because of the gun violence got so bad in that area, we would have to run them in the building a lot. And then a lot of parents started pulling their children out of the program because of the location.
Right.
And then a 6-year-old got shot in the head, not a block up from where we would go to the park to take the children. So
Right.
that really devastated everybody.
Right.
So, and then COVID hit, and with the building we had, I didn't want to continue to, pay all the bills and everything in that building when we really couldn't use
Right,
it,
right.
and we were losing children.
Yeah.
So then God blessed us with a new building in a nice area
Right.
with space.
So COVID actually affected the church
Yes.
the same way it does other businesses.
Yes.
Did you try to do any online services or anything like that to
No,
compensate?
we were blessed with our new building. We were doing things outside
Mm-hmm.
in the park. They would have their life skills in the park. We would do a lot of different. We would set tables up, and they would do their schoolwork, things like that.
Right.
And their reading classes, things. We were doing everything. We never stopped.
Yeah.
We just took it outside
Took it
because we didn't
yeah.
have a building, and I didn't want to keep all the children confined in a building at that time
Right.
because COVID was so
Yeah,
bad.
exactly.
And then we were blessed. I was in December. I was like, dear God, what am I going to do? It's get ready to get cold and everything. Where am I going to take these children?
Yeah.
And January the 4th, God blessed us with a new building with more space. And you've been there with the outside area.
Exactly. And
Yes.
it's nice. You're part of the community big time. You just got off the phone with the lieutenant governor.
Oh, yes.
Maybe I can use you as a contact next time.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about that event. You did a backpack giveaway when I came down, and I was a public speaker there.
Yes.
You had a police dog, the local police were there.
Yes.
And all the kids. And then it's crazy because seen some of these kids and I recognize their face. You know, obviously, I only met them once or twice. Actually, a few times because they've come to boxing events and stuff. And I'm like, man, this kid's almost my size now.
Yes.
They're a little bit more alive now because they're older and things like that. It was great. What other kind of events like that do you throw at your church?
Well, when we came to your event, you inspired us.
Oh yeah.
Because we got some boxing gloves from
right.
here, and your dad signed it.
Right.
And so that inspired us. We started something called Boxing with the Educational Twist.
Okay.
So we have the boys and girls, whoever wants to be involved, but we involve their homework and boxing.
Okay.
And they box, and they're asked their homework questions, and while they're boxing with the punching bag, they shows coordination and physical and mental coordination.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that.
Oh yeah, well, they do.
I don't think I could do that.
And they box, and we're asking questions, and they're answering it. Mm-hmm. If they get it wrong, they have to go back and study and get it right, and then they go back up. They're boxing, so it's involving physical and mental training all together.
Yeah, they're probably tired of it.
Oh, no, they love it.
They love it?
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds like a good workout.
Yeah, boxing with the educational twist.
Have you been keeping up with your boxing?
No. I'm going to be honest, no.
No, you got to keep up with your boxing.
Yes.
So, you have these kids, they're growing up, they're being ordained ministers now and all that.
Youth ministers.
What are some of the next steps, besides coming back to you and being ministers? Do you guys help them with SATs or going to college?
Oh yes, going to college and things like well, we have one young lady who we had a TV show called A Child's Point of View.
I think I remember.
Yeah, your dad came down and he was a guest on there. I'm not sure if you came.
Nah, he wanted to take all the shine for himself. He wanted to take it for herself.
And one of the young ladies that was a host, she was on there since she was like maybe 13, and she actually went to college. She's in Florida now, and she's doing wonderful. She has her own clothing line. She went for culinary arts in Florida. Yeah. And I'm so proud. She's doing real well.
Good.
Yeah.
What are some of your daily tasks that you have to do? Like you wake up in the morning, are you calling kids or?
No, kids are calling me.
They're calling you right away?
See, I'll wake up one morning and I'll say, well, look, I'm not going to pick them up today. I'm going to relax. I'm going to rest. And I don't know who out there knows what I'm about to say, but then the Holy Spirit says, no, you're going to get the kids today. So I have to be obedient to the word and to God and go pick up these children. We try to do something every day. We have our 11th anniversary coming up. What is it, January the 19th?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And every day is something. I'm either on the phone with them or picking them up. And a lot of the children don't have transportation.
Right.
And we have a small minivan. Mm-hmm. And I keep praying that we get blessed with a bigger van, to go pick up all these children. But in due time, that'll happen. Yeah. But we go pick them up. I go from north side, west side, east side, Newcastle. If anybody's familiar with the area. Yeah. Go all over town and pick up the kids and have to make sometimes 2, 3, 4 trips to go pick them up and bring them to the building and then take them home. Right. But it's a blessing and yeah.
What keeps you motivated? Obviously, your religion, the gospel, keeps you motivated. But what else outside of that? You just see
seeing the children. It's seeing their face. And when one or two or somebody doesn't come or doesn't. I miss them.
Right.
I really miss them. And then sometimes they're there with me, and I'm like, okay, I'm not coming to get you. Y'all better be quiet. You better behave. I'm not coming to get you tomorrow or whatever. And they're like, Minister, yes, you are. You're going to come and get. I said, oh, no, I'm not. You got to behave. You got to be, you know.
Yeah.
But I love it. This is something I never thought, Tim, I never thought
You were gonna be
that I would be working with children. I never liked working with children. I used to always, like, if my family was giving a barbecue or something, and I was like, is the kids going to be there? And they said, yeah. Now, well, I'm not coming. My thing was working with the elderly and helping them. Because when I grew up after school, I started working in, like, various nursing homes and things like that, working with the elderly. And I was so attached and got so attached to doing that. And then, you know, you never know what God has planned for you in life. Right. And now I'm here, and I love it. Yeah. I love it.
You know, to relate to you a little bit, I teach kids class here. It's only 3 hours a week, but it feels like it's all I do. Those 3 hours that I teach them a week is rough. Yeah. And I have to find motivation sometimes. Like, and my motivation is actually seeing them get good at boxing. You know, that these kids. The other motivation too is that I might be the only black person that some of these kids have met. Right. The kids here in the suburbs don't really get to see as many black people as you would in, let's say, a city like Wilmington or something. Right. So being not only an African American, but an African American in a position where I own a business, gives me the motivation, because they see that Coach Tim is a good person. Yes. You know, then they'll give other people a chance that look like Coach Tim as well. Exactly. And it's the same thing for little African American kids. They see someone that looks like them doing something positive. Yes. Margaret coming to pick them up every day. They're going to start being like, whoa, you know, there are people that look like us that are doing positive things. Exactly. That's my motivation. You were saying earlier that, you know, you hope that God blesses you with a bigger van and everything. People don't really understand nonprofits is it's a business where you have to raise funds and things like that. Yes. How do you guys go about fundraising and raising money for your nonprofit?
Okay, we reach out to different businesses, different people, and by them getting to know us all these years, they start sending in, like, when Christmas time comes, different events, things like that. They usually send in donations. We have a website and a PayPal for the kids. Right. And they see a lot of things that we need, and they donate. And I reach out, like, on our website and Facebook and things like that.
You're very active on Facebook. Yes. That's how you reached out to me, I think. Yes. Well, I think my dad was on your show first, and then you hit us up on. That's what the kids say. Hit us up on social media. Yeah. Do you feel like that's a very good tool for what you do?
Yes, I think so. Because we keep everything, out there for the public to see, especially working with children. You got to keep everything out there to see what these children are doing.
Yeah, definitely.
So we put a lot of our events and activities and things on our prayer chain page on Facebook. Right. So people can see, and then they can see where their money going as well.
Exactly. A little bit you use it not only to have fun, but for accountability. Yes. Right. People see that, okay, you know, they're actually doing things. And, and cool. What are some of the things that you put up on social media? You had me holding the mitts for you one time.
Oh, yes. We put the children being involved in different events. We put their life skills things on there. We put their after-school tutoring programs, some of their church activities. We put, like, when we're doing, like, food giveaways. Right. When COVID, the children got involved, we took the van and we went around and brought food for different people who couldn't come out, the elderly. Right. And the children went and dropped off food. We take the children to the different nursing homes and senior living places, and they go in and they sing to them. They take them little goodie bags, things like that. Yeah. They do community cleanup, the children. Right. And they do community cleanup. They have their little brooms and gloves or whatever, and they do community cleanup because we want these children to know that in order, you got to give back.
Yeah, definitely.
You got to give back.
So you're teaching these kids the energy that you put out.
Yes.
Will come back to you, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah, I totally understand that. Now, you put all your energy out. What does Miss or Pastor? I always call you Miss, but Pastor
that's
Margaret.
Okay.
What do you do for yourself? You're always doing stuff for everybody else. Nothing. There's nothing for Miss Margaret, Pastor Margaret. You have to have something like at the end of the night when you come home that you enjoy.
At the end of the night when I come home,
I'm just movies or something.
I like I like to watch. Don't laugh.
I'm not laughing.
Andy and Barney and Gomer Pyle.
Wait, is that
old shows?
What is that?
It's comedies.
That's the name of the shows?
It's Mayberry Arthur,
yeah.
And Gomer Pyle.
Jordan, what's it called? You don't know?
Yeah, it's the Andy Griffin show.
Yeah, the Andy Griffin show.
And Gomer Pyle.
Yeah.
I like those every night.
You watched it?
Because I was so used to watching it when I was growing up in the house, and my dad used to watch him, and I guess it kind of reminds me of him.
Right. You know, it's important, though, to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Because we can't take care of other people, you know, if we don't take care of ourselves.
Exactly.
And, you Jayla, you should make sure that Pastor Margaret gets some time to herself. An hour. Maybe you guys should take her out one day and switch it around.
Yeah.
Now, do you have a home life of your own, like family, or
I have
a hard question to ask.
Yeah, I have 3 children.
You have 3 children.
They're grown.
Okay. Yeah.
I have 14 grandchildren and 6 great grandchildren. And so, but most of they're spread out everywhere, like in Ohio, Dover, different places.
Okay.
And they're grown. And then I just, the little ones, we always communicate. My son and his 2 sons, we just went away together about a month ago. Yeah. So we communicate that way.
Cool.
Phone,
same way.
Face-to-face, video chat, things like that.
What do they think about their mom's work? They're proud?
They love it. Yeah, they're proud. My daughter, if she gets involved, she comes to church every Sunday. Yeah. And she'll say, well, my mom will call me before Sunday even gets here and say, are you coming to church this? So, we have a good relationship.
And what are some of your duties as, I guess, an official of the church? Because you're not just part of the foundation, you're also part of the church, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
What does the pastor do?
The pastor just treats everybody equal. As nobody. The only thing that's higher than all of us is God. So
right.
We're all stand on equal levels, and we do what we're supposed to do. It's called. That's why it's called Stop the Violence Prayer Chain Ministry. It's a different kind of love. Because we love one another. There's very, very, very seldom any disagreements. So, yeah.
Yeah, but, don't you does a pastor have sermons? Or?
Oh, yes. Yeah, yes, but I have other ministers within the organization. Okay. And I just don't do the sermons every Sunday.
Right.
I allow other ministers to, like the 4th Sunday is Youth Sunday. Where the youth take over. Okay. Then we have, like the first Sunday is when I normally do my sermon. Okay. Then the other 2 Sundays, Minister Vernon Warnermaker, and then Minister Ernestine Albert. So we all take turns. Yeah. And then we do have guest ministers or pastors that come in as well.
Right. And you also have
because it's not about me.
Right.
See, everybody keeps saying, why do you keep putting yourself on the back burner or last, because it's not about me. Right. It's about God and building up his kingdom and giving everybody equal time. And
but it's funny how when you do tend to put yourself on the back burner, it pushes you to the front. Because when you're selfless, when you don't put yourself first, people notice. And when I see you guys online, I see you as the front person.
Oh.
You know, so don't sell yourself short at all. I recognize it.
Yeah.
Now we touched a little bit on your new church earlier. I want to talk some more about it. It's got a lot of space in it, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
A couple of different rooms and everything.
Oh,
Let's
yes.
talk about it.
We have a sanctuary in the back. We have a large activity room in the front.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and we're just getting ready to do a talk show.
Oh, yeah?
It's called The Naked Truth.
Okay.
And in our reception area, you know, where the couch and everything is, we're going to do a talk show, and we're going to have it on our YouTube.
Okay. And what's the show called?
The Naked Truth.
The Naked Truth.
The Truth Be Told.
Okay.
And our first guest is going to be Willie Phelps Jr.
Okay.
He'll be 90 years old.
Okay.
And he knows all the history of the land of where we're set now, where our community center is based. It used to be called Millside.
Right.
And Harriet Tubman and all that. He was a World War. He went through the World Wars and all that. He's going to come on and tell us all about that. Yeah.
Don't forget me.
Yeah, I won't.
Okay.
Good idea. See?
Yeah, definitely.
And also, what happened? We had a kind of phenomenal experience within that building. We had the day we did our toy drive. Was it last month?
Yeah, it had to
yeah,
be.
Last month. Yeah, we did. What's this? January already? Oh my gosh!
But when you work hard,
yes.
you don't know what day it is.
Exactly.
Sometimes. You know, I wake up and I'm like, oh man, today's podcast day. It was just a week ago.
Yes. And what happened? One of our board members took a picture. He played Santa Claus for the kids that day. He took a picture in front of the Christmas tree within the building, and in that picture. This is going to sound strange to a lot of people, even you.
Yeah.
There was figures in slavery garment and things that was actually in that picture with him with the Christmas tree. It was like a lady that looked like Harriet Tubman. I'm serious. People, I'm going to show you the picture when we get done.
All right, I don't know. Don't show me. I get scared kind of easy.
No, it's friendly.
Right.
And I was like, wow, and everybody's seen the picture, and they couldn't believe it.
Right.
And so we even put that out on Facebook. Nobody noticed it because we noticed it. We know we didn't have anything like that on the wall. Just like a plain wall like this, and figures come on your wall.
Right.
So anyway, I was like, wow, I have to dig deeper into this and find out the history and what went on this land.
Yeah.
And then I have cameras in the building. And when it gets dark, have you ever experienced this?
No.
When it gets dark and the cameras and someone's there and they cut the light out and go out, there's white figures that float all around within the darkness in that room.
But you feel that's a positive energy.
Oh, yes, very positive.
Yeah. All right.
No.
You know I'm a scared person.
I ain't afraid. What do you think? I ain't scared of no ghosts.
For me,
I ain't scared of no ghosts.
I can't even fall asleep.
I believe in the Lord.
That's it. The Holy Ghost.
The Holy Ghost. That's right.
I can't fall asleep here. I can't come here at night.
Why?
I'm scared.
For real?
Funny when you said that there were slaves there. I'm imagining in my mind like when this place closes, it's like boxers that passed away coming in here working out like angels in the outfield.
Yeah.
Because I have cameras here too. Sometimes I'll look and I'll see a bag still swinging or something.
Yeah.
But I put in my mind that it's just the wind or something.
It's good spirits. Or you come in and one of them might say, "Come on, Tim, get in the middle of this ring."
Nah, no more gym anymore. I'm going into baseball or something. No more teaching. But nah, man. All this is good and fun, but nothing happens without the purpose of why we both started our situations.
Yes.
You started for the children.
Yes, exactly.
And we go through anything to make sure that the kids are all right.
All right. Yeah.
You've probably done some, like you said, you traveled back and forth. Probably been in some people's homes where it wasn't all good, and
yes.
how do you handle a situation when some of these kids, like, man, they're better off with me than they are at home?
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. It really is. But I'm like I tell kids, I'm not the parent. I can't tell a parent how to run their home, the only thing I can do is when these children are with me is make sure they get the best treatment that they can get. And a lot of the children, what they learn within the program, they try to take it back home.
Yeah.
And a lot of kids are really teaching their parents.
Right. I've been there myself too. And I see a lot of kids that need just a little attention. You can see that maybe some of their parents are overwhelmed.
Yes.
They don't know how to handle the situation. They need help.
Yes.
So it's good that you're here trying to fill that gap. There's a lot of generational issues out there where people's grandparents weren't really doing what they were supposed to do, so the parents didn't do it. And now we have a kid, and it's your job to try to break the cycle.
Yes.
How does that responsibility feel?
Oh, it feels great because the children are they're quick learners. They're quick. Mm-hmm. And like I said, what they learn from here, they'll go home, they'll try to pray with their parents, they say, well, we did this today, or, whatever. But a lot of the parents, and this is the good part, a lot of the parents have turned their life around.
Right.
Because of the children coming, these children learn how to, mannerism, etiquette, how to say thank you. A lot of these children wouldn't say thank you. When I would go to give them something, and I would reach out to give it to them, and they would reach for it, I would hold on to it real tight,
right,
and look at them, and then they say, "Oh, thank you," and then I let it go. But a lot of the parents won't say thank you either,
right?
So this is something that's learned in the home. It starts from when they're here,
right?
And even when they're here, if you've seen a baby go try to touch something on the table, everything is instilled within us from being a baby on up, because they'll look around because they can feel that inside that it's wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They'll look around before they touch something to see if anybody's looking.
right.
And then you say, no, and they'll snatch their hand back.
Yeah.
So that's instilled with us to know right from wrong as a child. Yeah.
But some of our parents,
I know.
they don't do what they're supposed to do. But it's great, man. I said, man, it's great, Pastor.
No, that's fine.
You're there. Well, I did want to ask you, I'm saying, Pastor, when did you start your your journey in the church?
Okay. I got ordained in 2017.
Okay, so you're a fairly recent minister.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. But I've always been doing work in the communities, putting God first, doing things like that.
Okay.
And I said, I don't want to be a pulpit preacher. I want to do outreach. I want to help people. I've always been helping people. Even before we got our building, we was out on the corner, we were linking hands, we were praying for people in the community, people that lost their loved ones to violence, people that been through domestic violence, and then one day I just, the Lord called me to be ordained, and I just went on and got ordained, and just been doing what I'm, being obedient.
Right. Now, did you go to church as a child?
Oh, yeah. So my grandfather was a pastor. My mother was a missionary. We had to go to church. And I would be like, okay. And then
some of those kids that you pick up make that same face that you just did.
Yes, we had to go to church. But see, nowadays, if the child tells the parent they don't want to do something, they don't have to do it.
Right? Yeah.
Back then, we had to do what our parents and our mother and father said, and I can remember saying, well, my mom would say, well, we would go to movie on Sunday sometime. Well, if you don't go to church this morning, you're not going to be able to go to movie. If you can't go serve the Lord, you can't go, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And then I can also remember as as being young back in the world, that we would go out and party in some of the clubs and things, and my mom would be having something like a friends or family day or something like that at church. And we would have to get up early and we hung over sitting in church, and I'd be like, oh my gosh. Yeah. But you live and you learn.
Right.
Thank God for Jesus, because that was back then.
Right.
But you learn, and then it all works out.
Yeah, it also happens with age too.
Yes, it does.
You can't do the same things that you used to.
No.
I was just talking to a client who just got back from Italy, and I'm like, oh, you just got off the flight. You're already here. You're young. You can do that.
Right.
And they said, I can do that, but when it comes to staying out late, I can't do that anymore.
Ooh.
It's part of maturing.
Yes, it is.
Now, my next question is back on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Would you ever consider permanently broadcasting your sermons or your church days on Facebook?
No.
Most
of my sermons.
Not you.
My.
So
you mean?
My idea in my mind is like, you could get more people to come to your church. Maybe if you film the youth service every Sunday.
Oh well, we do that.
Or do you put it online every Sunday?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
I've seen videos.
Yeah.
But
I'll make sure you get some. Yeah, we do that, and then they're coming up on the 23rd. And and then she'll be doing her first sermon on the 23rd.
On the 23rd.
Yeah.
I should have you on the show.
Yes.
You guys can't see her, but how about you come here real quick? Just get in the middle of us. Let's see. Stand next to or sit next to Miss Margaret. We good in this camera? So, J-Law,
yeah.
and you were 10 years old when you first came here. Now you're gonna be having your first, what do you, a sermon?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. How does that feel? Are you nervous?
No, I'm excited because it's something I wanted to do for a while. Like I always helped minister, teach Sunday school and all that. But now that I actually have a title, it feels better.
Right.
Yeah.
So now you feel like you're a part of it. Yeah. It makes you want to keep going.
Yeah.
Good. Do you remember when you first met Pastor?
I do.
Yeah. How was it?
I was I think I was 7. And it was during the summertime, and we went to a coat drive, I think it was. But I was really shocked.
Remember?
We was at a
I met her whole family.
Well, I'm talking about when I first met you.
She wasn't there. Her aunt got murdered on a swing set in Wilmington, and that's when they called me out to come and pray.
Okay.
She was brutally murdered, and they called me out to come and pray, and that's when I met her mother and her grandmother.
Right.
When I went to pray, it was heartbreaking, and so then after that, the mother actually wanted all the kids to come to the program. It's 8. She has 8 siblings.
8 siblings.
Yes.
And do they all come?
5 now.
5. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Is this something that you want to keep doing, as a career? Do you want to be like Pastor Margaret?
I would love to be something like that.
Yeah.
Ever since she was little, she was like, I want to be a pastor when I grow up. And she was a little girl saying that.
Good.
And now look.
So now it's almost like you have the next generation that's going to take over.
Yes,
for you.
Exactly.
And they might do it better than you.
Oh, yeah. Look, I pray so.
Right?
Yes.
That's good, man.
Yes,
so
I pray so.
Do you want to do anything academically with your life? Do you want to have a career outside of the ministry?
Well, right now I do have a job at a nursing home where I'm a hospitality aide. But I do allied health in school, so I wouldn't be like a psychiatrist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That would be good to help with the children.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right, Jayla. Thanks for coming. So Miss Margaret.
I'm so proud of these children.
Yeah, that's and it's an extension of you. You know, none of this stuff would be happening. It might happen, but you put your roots into your town. You started branching out.
Yeah.
Now look at you. You have your successors even.
Yeah.
I need some for me. I'm teaching every boxing class here. I need some of these kids to take over a little bit.
Exactly.
So we are actually pushing 40 minutes now.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's it feels so.
It's fast, right?
Yeah, but it's so comfortable, and it felt so good sitting here talking and laughing.
Yeah, that's what this show's about.
Yeah.
I like to have people on here, find out about them, talk to them. And when that happens, when you have somebody that you have that just is so quick.
Yes.
What we need you to do right now is we need you to tell people how they can find you.
Okay.
How they can donate if they want to donate.
Yes.
And help out, the foundation.
Yes. Okay. If you want to donate, you can go on to www.prayer.
She's making fun of the way I talk. Prayer.
www.prayerchain, like a link in a chain, foundation.org. And the children have a PayPal on there. Okay. Or if you use Cash App, you can donate at $M 3274.
Our producer will give him the information and he'll put it on the video.
Yes.
And your Facebook, your social media, how can they find you there?
It's Stop the Violence Prayer Chain Family on Facebook.
On Facebook?
Yes.
All right, good. All right, so what we usually...
And all donations are tax deductible. I had to tell you.
Because you are, what was that?
We're 501c3 nonprofit.
I have my nonprofit now too, the Witherspoon Community Initiative.
Oh, okay.
But we're just filing for our
501. Tax.
So we're an entity. We have our EIN and everything.
Right.
And hopefully soon we'll be able to get that exemption.
Oh, you will.
Yeah. I'm trying
you
to
will.
See, not only is Jayla your successor, I'm trying to be like you too. Get my own nonprofit.
Yes, you will. God bless you with it. Just keep doing the great work that you're doing. I'm proud of you too.
Thank you. We're proud of you. That's what it should be like.
Yes.
You have to give a message to the world right now before we close up. This is your chance to tell the world anything, a message from you.
Yes.
And spread your voice.
Okay. All right. Just keep your heads up. Just know that if you're going through anything in life, that it gets better. Just keep a positive mind, keep positive thoughts. When you wake up in the morning, first thing you do is thank God for being alive. Yes. Thank God that you're able to, He gives us all a triple bypass in the mornings. He gives us a triple bypass. When you wake up and you bypass the cemetery, you bypass the graveyard, you bypass the hospital, you're blessed. You're blessed. And just thank God that He's brought you through a lot. A lot of people complain. Don't complain, because there's a lot of people in this world worse off than we are. God bless you all.
And God bless Pastor Margaret, guy of the Stop the Violence
Prayer Chain Foundation.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you. Hopefully I'll be on your show. Maybe you'll be back again.
You will definitely be. We're going to have you the next. Yes.
The next one after him?
Yep.
All right.
Exactly.
I appreciate it. Pastor Margaret Guy from Stop the Violence Prayer Chain Foundation. This is the Young Black Suburban.
Thank you.
All right, guys. We're back with another episode of the Young Black Suburban. I'm here at Stop the Violence Prayer Chain Foundation. We've seen Miss Margaret Guy on episodes of the Young Black Suburban before. Basically, what her foundation does is it helps the community around her deal with families that have been affected by violence. If you remember from the episode with Miss Margaret, she talked a lot about bringing children into her building here, which is also a church, I believe.
Yes.
And making sure that they have a safe haven and a place to go, and also a place to deal with the stress of having a family member that has been affected by violence. Our first guest here is Tanita Congo Wright, who partners with Stop the Violence Paratrain. And how you doing today?
I'm fine. I'm glad to be here and be part of the event today and support the kids that came out. It's really good that they have something to do instead of being left to their own demise.
Yeah, we're here at her annual backpack giveaway. This is my second year being here. Okay. I came last year, so I know the cops with the dog.
And they're out there, and the fire truck, and the kids are having a ball pulling that horn. And there it goes again. So, but they're definitely have fun. They learn a lot from her program, and they know they have to keep their grades up. They have to be good at home, not just in school, and in their community, and stand out from from the others, and it really helps them. Right. And sometimes I wish I was a kid, because they go everywhere. Every time I turn around, they're gone. I'm like, I want to go. But she definitely keeps them in. For her to be in her 70s, she has more energy than I do. Right. So I have to run to keep up with her steps. Yeah. So,
the kids from here have come up to my boxing gym. Some of our events and everything, and I did a workout with them and everything. It was great. That's when we first built our relationship.
Okay, that's
you have your own nonprofit. You want to talk about that?
Yes, it's called Jamil Akim Congo Cares, JACC for short. We support those affected by gun violence. I started it. It'll be 5 years in March that we've had it. I started because I lost my son to gun violence, and the things that I've went through. I can now understand other people's pain when they've lost a child, and it's a hard thing because when you look at it, your child's supposed to bury you. You're not supposed to be burying your child, and he didn't even live to see 25 years old. So I'm thinking, okay, he left behind these two small kids. They're going to need help. We can't just turn our back. On the ones that suffer. The main thing is because, and this is how I started, is because when I was going through, I tended to forget my other son. I tended to forget my husband. I tended to forget my grandkids. And I'm like, I have all of these people around me that love me, but I'm stuck in this bubble and I'm neglecting the rest of my families. So knowing that that's what parents go through, I realized, okay, they need more support than just, the average things that they get from the victim services. They only follow you, I think, for a couple of months or up to a year. And then after that, crickets. And it's like, you're just left. And like, okay, what do you do? So our program is tailored around the whole family, not just the grieving parent, but the grieving children also. So that's why we partnered with Margaret. So as we're helping the families and they have children and we see that they have needs, we can refer them. Say, hey, I have a great program. She deals with kids. They have their homework club. They do everything. They're always gone. 1 week they're in Washington. The next week they're in New Jersey. The next week I'm like, I want to go too. But
and you mentioned that your foundation started because you were doing memorials for your son. But that wasn't really fulfilling what you had in your heart.
No, because you just memorialized his death. I didn't want to do that. Jamil always lives in my heart. I want to do something to keep his name alive. I don't want to stay stuck in the point of his death. I want to celebrate the life that he lived, and knowing that he was always helping others. He was very popular. Everybody loved him. So that's what I want to continue, the helping others, the always being there. There were times when I'd have all kinds of people sleeping in my living room floor, and I'm like, Jamil, you have to stop letting strangers sleep in my house. But he's like, but Mom, he was sleeping in the car. Okay, I understand that, but you can't bring, and it's like, I would tell him no, and he would do it anyway, but that's just how big his heart was.
Right.
So if anybody he saw in need, he was right there.
Right.
So that's what I wanted to continue. So with that, along with just the support groups that we have twice a month, we service the whole family holistically. We're trying to start the mentoring program, the Big Brother, Big Sister. Okay. My oldest son is working to start a basketball league for the boys and the girls. I have some volunteer social workers that will follow the families. Like once a week, every month, they'll keep in touch with them, see how they're doing, see if they have any needs. And us as a foundation, we will try and meet that need, whether it be to help with a light bill or to help, to prevent from getting evicted, or show them where they can get food from, or, give them gift cards to go and get food. And, make sure that the kids are okay too, because parents have to work. So then that's where Margaret comes in. Okay, we have this great after-school program. She even picks them up.
I know.
So we have this great after-school program. So we have somewhere for your kids to go. So you won't have to worry about them running the streets while you're trying to work to make ends meet. I also have a couple of clinicians on board. So if I see that they need more than just the support group setting and they need that more mental, more professional, I have counselors on board that I can refer them to for that extra help. And with that, the foundation will pay for that first visit. And then after that, it'll be up to them and their insurance. So, but we're trying to offer as much as we can and helping. I know that there are a lot of things that you hear in the street is that, the guys that are coming from jail, they're having a hard time getting an ID so that they can look for work and things like that. So we're trying to partner with other programs and things that actually does that works with those types of people that, they see no other way but to be in the street.
And it's important for our viewers to know that you're doing this work in Wilmington, Delaware. We didn't mention that earlier.
Yes, we're in Wilmington, Newcastle. The bigger we get, the more I can expand throughout the state. I don't want to just be located in one area. I want to be statewide. Because gun violence is everywhere, not just in Wilmington.
Exactly. So Tanita, this is the end of me talking with you. But what I do is I give my guests a chance to speak a message out to the world before we end our session. And this is your chance to let the world know your message.
My message is you are not alone. You don't have to go through this alone. There's help out there. We have to learn to come together as a community and as a group to take our streets back, to see why this gun violence is going on, this robbing and stealing. Some of these young men are stuck. They come from fatherless households, and they need that male guidance. But right now, their pride won't allow them to open up. We have to let them know that we love them and that we're here. And we're here to help them get the help that they need and get what they need without judgment so that we can get them off these streets. They're lost. And as long as they're lost, the enemy's going to have his hands on our children and on our young black men. We have to get them back. We have to take a stand and do our part. God bless you, and I love you, and I'm here.
Miss Tanita Congo Wright?
Yes.
And one more time, your nonprofit?
It's Jamil Akim Congo Cares, JACC for short. You can find us at JACCARES. That's JACCares.org. And send me a message, and I will reply. So,
thank you.
Thank you. It was nice meeting with you.
You too.
And I'll talk to y'all.
All right. So our next guest is McKead Booker. McKead, we're here in Wilmington, Delaware today at Stop the Violence Prayer Train. This event, we're giving out backpacks. We have couple of community leaders here today. What brings you here today?
What brings me here today is I like to show support for the people that's doing the same type of things that I'm doing. I believe your strong is your weakest link, and if everybody is helping out each other, each one teach one, we can all reach one, and we can all build off each other's strength. So I believe there's strength in numbers. That's why I always try to make events like this.
Right. And you have your own foundation yourself.
Yes, I'm currently right now the president of Northside for Life, and that's an organization on the north side of town, but we're really in the whole city of Wilmington because Wilmington is a rock's throw away from every set, as I call it.
Right. What kind of things do you guys do in your foundation?
In our community, what we just currently did was Northside for Life Day, which will go down in history because Northside is the hardest side of town in the city of Wilmington. Okay. And to grab all the sets together was historical, to bring the Riverside Bunker 26, 24th Street, 30th Street, Deuce, Parkside, and bringing them all together and showing unity and love.
What are these gangs?
No,
they're these. I don't know. The way you're talking about it, I'm like, what is this? I'm from. My family's from Philadelphia. I'm fortunate enough, or unfortunate enough, to be raised in the suburbs of Philadelphia. I'm on the outside. Right. So, gang violence or violence that Miss Margaret has told me the reason why she started her foundation, I'm not really into the thick of that. So you said it was historic to have all those sets together. Yeah. What did you mean by that?
Well, I mean, like where I hung at back in the day was 24th Street, and then you have 30th Street, you have that. But that's also correct what you said earlier, because those are also gang sets, but not necessarily so. But when you take those sets that don't interact with each other, and you're from Philly, you cross another one set, that's almost like you go on my turf.
Right. And so you don't necessarily have to be a gang. It's just territory.
Yeah, it's territorial.
Right.
And in the city sometimes territory could be, the life and death of you if you go into the wrong territory. Exactly. And with Northside for Life, what we was doing from the north side of town was bringing all those sets together and allowing each other's, I'm older than 52, and buddies of mine that live down the Riverside or from Parkside to intermingle and learn my children. So we can all come together like, yo, man, that's his son, that's your son. And maybe they can stop, doing what they're doing, amongst beneath us, because we don't really know what they're doing.
Right.
But if we introduce them as, that's Mr. Keeb, and that's Mr. Brown, and that's Mr. Witherspoon, you know what I'm saying? And we know the kids, because I didn't even know you.
Right.
But I knew your dad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Getting to know that right there, and then we building up relationships, and bridges are being patched up and all that thing. So that's what the whole purpose of Northside for Life is.
Right. Now, is there tension now? Because it sounds like that's a big feat to get everybody to be on the same page and come and be peaceful. How did you even get to do that? How do you bridge the gap?
Well, I have my partner, Samai Dunham, and they call him Fat Cat. Of course, he put in a lot of work when he was coming up in breaks. Right. And I got with him when we was 14 and 12, and he was always he was more mature for his age. And we sat down brainstorming about how could we bridge that gap from our generation. We say the OGs, the triple OGs, the young OGs, to the ones beneath them. And we sat down, we brainstormed, and we thought about it and said, if we just have a Northside for Life Day and bring everybody together, that would be a way of introducing everybody together and getting the ball rolling. Right. And so from that right there, that day, that's what we want to do. We want to build.
Right. And what was that event? What was it like? Did you have DJ, or was it like a party, or what did it consist of?
Well, it consists of Margaret guys, Stop the Violent Prayer Chain. They opened it up because I wanted to set the atmosphere, set the tone of when you first starting out. I wanted that gospel. Me, myself, I'm a disciple of Christ, so I love Jesus. So I know if I put Jesus out of the equation from the gate, it would set the tone. Then we went into rap, and we had Petey Crack come in, who's an artist from Philadelphia. Yeah. But we had something for the old, we had something for the young, and we had something for everybody, you know what I mean? Right. So bridging that gap, bringing everybody together, and the older people were sitting in there with the younger people who was waiting for Petey Crack. So we were intermingling, and we had the younger people serving the older folks, having them sit down, bringing water rice to them and plates and all that kind of stuff. So that was a way of, bridging that gap right there from that wilderness baby that I call that's out there now that's shooting and gangbanging and showing respect and homage to their senior citizens.
Right. So what's the overall end game? There's never going to be an end game for you, but what's the overall goal of Northside for Life?
The overall end game, I look at it like you said, there'll never be probably into it, but I look at it like, and I don't want to, put myself on that type of level pedestal, but I look at myself like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, Sojourner Truth, and the ones that paved the way for us today. Mm-hmm. So if I can make a dent in that river, so to speak, because I learned a lot by watching water cut through a rock and create a river. Mm-hmm. And if I can be that water that cuts that rock and opens up the floodgates for the people that's coming behind me, that's the end game for me and I'll tell you the truth, I really don't know what the end game is really going to look like. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because God didn't show me that. And of course, I probably won't even see it. Right. But I do know that paving the way will lead to a holiday like Martin Luther King. And I see William Hicks Anderson Center. He has his name on the building. You know what I mean? So I'm looking at generational longevity. So that's how I'm looking at it.
That's my sister. Sorry. So, Mr. Booker, I'm glad that I got to sit down, we got to talk, I got to meet you and learn a lot about you. Very intimidated big guy if you just walk by. Some people might not want to, even approach you, but you're a very approachable guy. Mm-hmm. At the end of my interviews, I always let somebody tell their own message and what they want to spread to the world. So this is your chance to speak to people.
Basically, the message that I want to spread is I call him my little big brother, Samaya Dunham. He has a saying, man, and what I would like to see, like you said, the end game, I think I see it now. It's a phrase that we use, love is love. And if we can get that in there instead of the hate now, if you notice hate is prevalent. Everybody, you hating on me. Well, if we can switch that up, that right there, that phrase, and bring it into love is love, I believe I won.
Yeah, exactly. I appreciate you coming on that Young Black Suburban. I don't know if they told you that was the name of the show. Yeah, so you can look us up on YouTube as well. Okay. And we'll let you know. Sure. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you, man, for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate it. All right. I'm sitting here with Pastor Sandra Benn, our next guest. How you doing, Miss Sandra?
Doing good today.
Miss Ben.
That's fine.
Good. So you're here at the event today, supporting this Margaret guy.
Yeah.
And helping the kids get their backpacks and school supplies today.
Yeah, we came a little late. We missed the backpack.
Oh, you missed that part?
I got two of them, so we're good.
Let's not say that on camera.
That was my part being late.
So how did you become a part of this?
Well, actually, like I said, we partnership with Pastor Guy and Stop the Violence Prayer Chain. My organization is called Safe United Neighborhoods, known as SUN. Okay. And so we are sort of the same vision. We're out to help the youth and to get our young people off the streets. Mm-hmm. And we give out food, clothing. So we're out on a weekly basis. My group works a lot with the community policing. Okay. So we do walkabouts every Friday with the police and. Okay. I'm the president of the Northeast Civic Association. Mm-hmm. So I just came from an event that we had earlier today. Right. And so we try to be out there, be seen that the Northeast know that we care. Right. We're not afraid to be out there.
So are you doing like a bridging the gap between police and the community?
Definitely.
When you do this?
Yeah.
How did that come about to be something that you thought needed to be done?
Well, actually 9 years ago. Our anniversary is coming up in September.
9 years.
Yeah, and we had a shooting. My church is on East 22nd Street. Okay. So we had a shooting there, and from that, a friend of mine, he said, I believe in Lancaster that they do a lot of walkabouts. So I said, well, let's start that here. So we just formed a group and went out on the streets. Peacekeepers came out with me, mm-hmm. and we walked around the area. We do peace marches. I right now I do more of the neighborhood walkabouts more than the peace march. Right. But it started back then, and then we added on to that the food giveaway. We have a youth explosion. Just working with the youth, getting them off the streets. Family fun night. movie nights, just keep them busy.
Yeah, you're the third nonprofit that I sat down with today. And you guys have the same mission.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit on why the community needs, sorry about this, the community is in need of such services?
Well,
trying to turn my
like with Pastor Guy, she's really helped me out a lot in understanding, that we have to work with the kids, we have to work with the youth, and get them to realize that killing and shooting and things is not the way to go. But you have to start young. I tell people you got to start at home. We can't do it by ourselves. The police can't do it by themselves. They have to be home in the family. So we all try to get the families together. But I think it's just the whole idea, especially being at the church. My church is small but powerful. We call it the little church with the big anointing. And then getting a lot of young people coming in, and single mothers, fathers who are single fathers, and a lot of members like that. So I think that's what really gave us the vision that we have to be. I'm a community person,
right?
And I care. My name Sandra means helper of mankind. Okay. So I'm just called to do that, right? But I partner with different groups, but Pastor Guy and we do a lot together. Right. We do the prayers and things like that.
Right. And how does the community receive you, specifically when you're walking with the police and they don't have a great relationship? I'm sure that you are the bridge to that.
Yeah, sometimes I am. Yeah.
Do you ever come across any negativity or anything?
I have. I've been threatened. They think I'm snitching.
Really?
But once they realize that's not what's happening, and they see that the police just want to be out there to let them know that they care too.
Right.
And one time we were walking, and I guess it was a family sitting on the steps, and they're like, "So why are you out here? What are you doing?" So I explained, I said, Safety United Neighborhoods, we're out here working together with the police. We always have a police officer with us, and most of the time they're very, well, the one that goes with me, he's very friendly. And they looked at me, and then they said, here's $10. Donated to your organization. Wow, nice, so they saw the vision,
Right.
But I've had people say, well, why do you do that? I said, well, how's anybody going to know how we all can help each other if we don't walk together?
Exactly.
So I believe that has helped the Northeast, because they're still killing. They're going to kill everywhere. The whole country is killing. It's not just Wilmington. Yeah. But I think people do realize that we're trying to, really come together. And if we don't come together, it's not going to work.
Right.
There goes mine. That's my hallelujah song.
We're having first world problems. Yeah, I think it's very noble. One of the things that I always thought was I needed more police officers to come to my boxing gym that I run. So, people could, there's two reasons why. People could interact with them. They could see that they're people like me. And I do have like one or two police officers that come. But the other thing is they can learn self-defense in another way.
Right.
Killing two birds with one stone. Helping both community and police officers.
I don't know if you meant the police officer that was here.
Yeah,
the dog. He's on my team.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Exo.
Yeah.
That's our dog.
Hopefully we can get him to sit down with us.
Yeah, I thought he'd be here. I missed him. I just talked to him on the phone.
Oh yeah, he left already?
Yeah, he left.
Yeah. So what you're doing is very noble. It's something that I think that needs to be done, and I'm glad that I got a chance to sit down with you.
Yeah.
Pastor Sandra, this is your chance to tell the world your message. I usually put people on the spot.
Yeah, that's
at the end of every time I interview them, I usually put them right on the spot.
Over here, look. I don't even know what I'm looking at.
So tell the world what you want them to know.
Well, our mission, along with my church and our nonprofit, Safety United Neighborhoods, we just want to make sure people know that somebody cares, and that we want to make people see that. Through all this, maybe our young people will see that there is love out there. It's not always about killing and shooting and hurting one another, but you can grow up. As Pastor Guy always says, put down the guns. We want to grow up, and it's a big need for people to see that. So if they don't see the adults doing it, they're not going to think that it's worth it. So that's our job, to get out there, help the kids. I bring the kids to my church all the time. We have activities all the time, and the more we can get them off the streets, I have a park We call it the Sun Park. It's over there on East 22nd Street. We're opening a community garden, and we have a green team made up of 11 kids. Nice. So we're trying to just bring our children to realize there's other things to do besides fight, kill, shoot, and hopefully, if you save one, you've done something, So hopefully we save more than that, but, that's what we're trying to do.
Nice. Pastor Sandra Benn, I appreciate you.
Sure, anytime. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
Where's your,
Jim? It's in Bristol Borough, PA.
Oh, PA. Okay, I'm from PA originally. Kennett Square, yeah.
Kennett Square?
Yeah.
That's where I'm
from, so.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wait, Kennett Square, that's right outside of Philly, right?
Yeah, right. Longwood Gardens. You ever heard of Longwood Gardens?
Nah.
It's great big, by A.I. DuPont family.
Yeah.
That's all. It's a big thing. It's very expensive to get in now.
Right.
But that's all Kennett Square area. So I'm from the mushroom country.
Right. Okay. All right. Nice.
Yes.
All right.
Nice to meet you.
I'm from Sesame Place area.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never been to Sesame Street. I gotta go there.
Yeah, you gotta go. Well, I don't know now. They're not waving to people. So I don't know if you saw that. So we have 2 guests. For our next interview.
Little guy's camera's over here.
Should I look at that one?
Yeah.
Because I'll be looking at the wall. I don't know.
We have Mr. Ken Huff, ventriloquist, and
Mr. GoodWood. Good to meet you, bro. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
All right now. Long time no see. I done seen you all over the place. I never met you in person. But it's good to see you for real though. I ain't lying. All right.
What are you guys doing here today?
Well, we came out to talk to the kids. Stop the violence and all that stuff. Yeah. Unlike you, we got to tell them some things because I know what you do. I know what you do, but I got to get them to listen.
But only for money.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what they need to hear today. All right, Mr. Good. That's what you need to hear. That's what I just heard it. You said it good too, bro.
So, how long has Mr. GoodWood been around?
I've been around long. I'm 102 years old.
102 years old. Wow.
But you know what? I've been with this guy 40 years. 40 long years, too.
Wow.
I'm trying to trade him in. I ain't lying. I need to find a young lady with nice soft hands because his hands are hard. That don't feel good after a while. Stop that now. I ain't lying. Now, Mr. Good, now we in here. Now, just take off your hat. Now, I didn't comb my hair. That's all right. Take yours. Nah. Let me leave mine on. Yeah, that's actually because his hair is thin. And he don't want to show that. But it's all right. I got a little hair, so I'm going to show it off. I told you, I'm 102. I'm going to still make it down here today, and I'm glad I made it down here.
102.
Wow. I'm glad they see you down here today. You doing all right?
I'm doing great. This is my first time talking to
a wooden American.
A wooden American.
That's right. I know what you was getting ready to say. I know what you was going to say. Yeah. I'm a wooden American. That's right.
So you go all around America?
I've been all over the place. Yeah. All around the world.
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't lying. He was in the military, in the Air Force, so we did our time all around the world.
Oh wow!
He ain't in there no more. He too old for that. They kicked him out.
Yeah.
And when he had to go, I had to go. Now we just travel around talking to the kids and the seniors.
Right.
We talk to a lot of the seniors now.
Okay.
They want to hear what I got to say.
I got you.
Ooh, I ain't lying.
So, when did ventriloquism, is that how you say it, ventriloquism?
Ventriloquism, that's it.
When did that start for you?
Oh, man, when I was 18 years old, watching Willie Tyler and Lester on TV.
Okay.
And then I sent away for a doll on TV Guide. I sent away for a little one. Don't tell the truth. Now he getting ready to test a lie. You heard of testifying? He getting ready to test a lie. He getting ready to test a lie.
You're gonna test it out.
Now go ahead and say what you was gonna say. Now can I tell you? Then go ahead and say what you gonna say. Now I found this little thing in TV Guide, and then what happened? And I started playing with. You out there doing what? He playing with dolls. Ain't that something? At 18 years old, he ain't had no girl. He playing with dolls. Something wrong with him. That's why I'm trying to trade him in. Mr. Goose, so he asked me a question. How long I've been doing? It's been a while. Is that your phone? Who you know with a phone? Let me just check. Let me just hang that up real quick. I didn't even know you knew anybody with a phone. Ain't that something? I find out something new every day. 40 years, Mr. Good. 40 years. I'm ready to trade you in too. I'm ready too. We both ready. It's time for a divorce. It's time for separation. Sometimes separation is good.
I can't even get no questions. Oh man, so I don't even. Just go. What else?
Well, now we live in Delaware. In Delaware, we moved down here to Delaware. Used to live in D.C. From New York. Yeah, we went to the Apollo Theater, all that stuff. Oh nice. Yeah, we done our thing down there. Then came down. Now we kind of settled.
Right.
These are my golden years.
Right. Was there ever a Mrs. Goodwood?
Oh, years ago, but she left me.
Okay.
She died a long time ago.
Okay.
So I'm out here looking around.
All right.
Ain't nobody in here. I'm just checking now. You got somebody you want me to meet? I don't care if she has any money. I got a little Social Security. Yeah. And, she look good. I still got a little of that stimulus check too. Yeah. I'm not sure she doing all right now.
Yeah. Wow. So where did your passion?
Just give me a name or number. I need somebody.
Somebody. I got you.
Stop holding out, Mr. Let him talk. He said he knew somebody. He didn't say that. He didn't say that. Shh.
All right.
Just dial me the number, okay?
I got you.
Put it in my book bag. Don't tell Ken, that's all right.
He said put it in my book bag. Yeah. So, I mean, this is great. I'm equating this to someone that plays an instrument and talks at the same time. You're mastering a craft.
Old school.
What years of practice, huh?
Years
you
of
remember
practice.
Your first time doing it in front of someone?
Oh, yeah. Nobody was laughing.
Yeah.
I still ain't laughing. All right. I still don't think he's funny.
Right.
Moment school, ain't nobody think I'm funny. Everybody look at you and think you funny looking. Is that what they do? But you know what? I just try to make them enjoy what we do. And that's all.
Again.
Oh, that's that clown outside. Yeah, she want to know where we at. Because she lost. She think I was holding her purse and I got her money in my backpack. She want to know where we at. I got her car keys too. I know she ain't going nowhere.
I got her car keys.
I ain't drove in 30 years, but I still got them keys though. You driving?
Yeah.
Because I might need a ride home.
I was in the back seat.
But that's how I got up here. I was in the baby seat.
Did you have fun at the Apollo?
I had a good time.
Yeah.
At first they didn't know what they was going to do. They was looking at me. They was getting ready. They didn't know if they was thinking about booing us. But they listened to us. Right. Once we started talking, we had them. Got a little standing ovation. 2 times.
Oh, yeah.
2 times.
Wow.
After that, I said, I ain't going back no more. They rough. They booed the little girl.
Oh, yeah.
8 years old. She was crying. I'm still crying for her.
Yeah. Cool. So you guys, this is going to be your act, huh?
This is what we do. We just travel around to nursing homes and churches and schools and whatever. Victor, she like you, that's what I'm saying. This is a good thing right now. Yes, life is good. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. You heard what I said? I said life is good.
It's great.
I ain't lying. All right, he heard you, Mr. Good. He heard you.
So, Mr. Goodwood.
Yes, sir.
We have a lot of viewers that watch our podcast.
Well, tell them to call me. Make sure you get that young lady to call.
This is your chance to talk to them.
Which camera should I look at? Because I see you got 3. Who's that guy right there? What's he doing? Do I owe him some money or something?
Yes,
because he's looking at me kind of hard.
That's the producer.
That's the producer?
Yeah.
All right, I owe him some money then, huh?
Yeah.
Your check is in the mail. But if you need me, call Ken. Ken Huff. Ken Huff. You want to say Mr. Good? Now just call Ken Huff. Because I think he'll pay me one day. I ain't seen no money yet, but I'm waiting.
Are you on social media at all?
I'm on Social Security. That's right.
I forgot. Yeah.
What is social media? That's the young folks' term.
Yeah, that's how the young folks find you.
They looking for me?
Yeah, they looking.
Well, tell them to call me.
All right, we'll call you.
Tell one of them old ladies to call me because I'm waiting. Ken Huff and Mr. GoodWood.
We got your card right here.
Right there. That's it.
All your information is up there.
All right. Thank you, brother.
We'll make sure that the algorithm has 65 to 102-year-old women on it.
Ooh, I like them over 65. You know that? Now, you're a young man. Now, I'm going to tell you that, right? They need to be over 65 now, young man.
I got you.
You know why?
Social Security.
They don't yell. They don't tell. And they grateful as hell.
Mr. Ken Huff.
All right, brother.
Thank you, man.
Thanks for talking to us. All right, producer. All right, we'll see you later. Time to get back in the suitcase. I ain't ready, but I gotta go. Thank y'all for listening to me.
Yeah.
All right, thank y'all.
Thank you.
Wait, we good?
Yeah.
All right, can I take a picture with you, bro?
Yeah.
All right,
Can
man.
I take a picture with you?
Oh my God.